Everyone, so I'm here today with a kind of little review, first impressions type video for the Primark makeup. Excuse my voice, I've got a little bit of a cold again. But I went there on Saturday and I picked up a couple of bits because I've been wanting to do a review for their products for ages, but every time I went in it was really crowded and there were people everywhere and the products were messy and I kind of just couldn't get a proper feel as to what they actually had. But when I went in there it was quite quiet and I could have a proper look and decide what I wanted to review for you. So I picked up a couple of items. I picked up things I thought you'd be the most interested in. So for example, I didn't pick any of the kind of really shimmery bronzers and the things that kind of you would expect a very inexpensive brand to come out with. I picked things that I thought would be a little bit more interesting and a little bit more different. So I'll show you what I picked. I'm kind of wearing everything I picked today and I'll talk you through the prices and everything as well. The range is called PS Love and the first thing I picked was the Gel Effects Top Coat, the False Lash Effect Mascara, the blusher in pink, the matte lipstick in Whisper, and the cover stick, foundation stick, sorry, in medium. This was about £2.50, the blush was £2, the lipstick was £1.50, nail polish was £1 and mascara was £2.50 I believe. Let me just double check that. Yeah, £2.50. So I'll talk you through the foundation stick first. So this is what it looks like, and I bought this because I saw a video that Becky Talk did where she mentioned this. This is what it looks like. I got it in the shade medium and it is a little bit darker than I would like it to be, but the light shade was really light and then this was kind of a little bit orange, but it's not too bad. I'm wearing it on my skin today, not as full foundation. I kind of bought it for kind of more targeted concealing. It is pretty heavy coverage, it's quite nice. It's a little bit greasy, but I used it on kind of my pigmentation areas and I think it did an okay job at helping to disguise them. Not amazing and definitely not kind of the standout product for me, but pleasant and definitely one that I think if you like this type of product, it is nice, similar to kind of the Bobbi Brown type of thing. Then the lipstick is one that I picked up because Michaela from Miss Budget Beauty has been raving about this, and it's one of their matte long-lasting lipsticks. This is what the shade looks like. It's just that kind of lovely mid-tone pink. I'm wearing it today. It is a lovely shade. It's not a shade that particularly suits my colouring. It looks amazing on her because she's blonde, but the scent of it's a little bit odd. It's got that kind of sweet, almost to me smells like cheap chocolate spread, but it's not kind of offensive. The packaging is something else I want to touch on, especially with the lipstick. It's incredibly similar to the Max Factor packaging. I can't remember the line of the lipsticks of the Max Factor Dew that's this kind of packaging, but it's incredibly similar and a really nice lipstick. For £1.50 you can't fault this. For the price, this is amazing. The other shades they did weren't that appealing to me, but I definitely like matte lips and this was really nice. Then the nail polish, the Gel Effects nail top coat. I used this last night. I'm not impressed with this. It went on nicely, but the finish it's given isn't super glossy, and already my nail polish is chipping, and I know that it's definitely this because it's an Essie nail polish and an Essie nail polish and they don't chip. I've already got chips and I only painted them last night, which is annoying because that doesn't happen to me very often. I'm gonna have to touch up my nails now. So yeah, on that hand it's kind of okay, but it's not the glossiest finish. It's just kind of, you know, for £1 it's not all that great. The blusher is interesting because I was looking at all the shades that they do, and the shade selection is kind of weird because this is the shade Pink, which is a very pigmented shade. I mean, like crazy bright. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today. It's very pigmented, and I deliberately kind of was a little bit heavy-handed so you can see how pigmented this actually is. But the other shades they did a coral and maybe a kind of peachy colour, I think. The coral was really weird. It wasn't a coral, it was kind of like a nudie shade, but the label said coral, so I'm not kind of sure about that. But I picked the pink because I thought it'd be a nice safe bet. It's similar in quality, in my opinion, to the Sleek blushes. Very pigmented. The packaging, I think, is quite nice, you know, the kind of gold packaging. For £2, it is a nice blusher, definitely, I would recommend them. But the one thing that's weird is the scent. It's kind of got that cheap talc scent. I can imagine the ingredients in these are not amazing, but it is a nice blusher, definitely, you know, worth a try for £2. And then okay, what last last one? Yeah, I've talked about all of them. The last one, which is definitely my favourite, is the mascara. And the packaging of this, again, I really like. I like the little spots and that kind of thing. And then on the side here, it shows you what the brush looks like, which I think is incredibly helpful. And then if I take it out of its packaging, the actual mascara itself looks like this. It's just this kind of gold tube. It's not dissimilar to L'Oreal mascaras in my opinion. I can't comment exactly on how it wears through the day and how it is to remove because I haven't done that yet, but first impression, first application, this is amazing. The brush isn't necessarily the type of brush that I would normally like. It is a kind of bristle brush. I normally like the plasticky ones a little bit better, but that's what it looks like. And I put one coat on and I thought, oh, this is all right. 3 coats on and this is amazing. For £2.50, this is the kind of star buy. This and the lipstick you need to try because I'm so impressed with this. It does really make your lashes look like they're false. I'm going to come a little bit closer to the camera now and hopefully you can kind of see my eyelashes. They look really full, really long, nicely curled. I did curl them before, but I do that with every mascara, and just really lovely. Nice to apply, not too messy, and definitely my star product. Would totally recommend you try this. And I'm very picky with mascaras, and it's rare I like a mascara on first application. It had a really nice texture as well, if that's a weird thing to mention with a mascara. It wasn't too wet, which I normally find most mascaras when you first start using them are, and I tend to like them as they dry out. It wasn't, it was just perfect. And for £2.50, I'm going to be buying this for all my sisters because this is a great cheap mascara. But that is everything I've tried from their range. Let me know what else I need to try. I did want to try some of the nail polishes, but when I went there they were kind of all messy and there were only shades that I knew that I wouldn't like, so I didn't want to just do it for the sake of it. I really want to know products from their kind of own range that you recommend, and maybe I'll kind of do like a big review of everything. When I pick up a few more things, I'd love to know what your thoughts are. But in the meantime, if you want to try something, this mascara is definitely a nice one. I haven't got very long eyelashes either, so if it works on me, it is definitely a good one. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and let me know what your favourite Primark products are. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.